So first of all, how does this feel, man? It's obviously been a while since we got a W, so to just get that off your back, how are you feeling?
Feels incredible. You know, I was just, I felt very emotional after the fight because I had to break a 2-fight losing streak, even though I still think I won the last fight I had by decision. But when I spoke to my wife on FaceTime, a lot of more emotions came up. You know, it's 2 years of hell, not just for me in the gym and working hard, but my wife, you know, she works hard. You know, she works 8 to 5 every day, and now she's even taking a new course. So she comes home from work, then she goes back into her office, and she does a class 6 to 9, 5 days a week, 9-week training. So this training camp was hell. I also want to thank my parents for taking care of my kids while I had to train and my wife had to do school at night. And without my parents, this victory wouldn't be possible.
How did the fight go for you? Did you know the counter shot was going to be the one that would get him, or were you just reacting to how he was fighting?
Well, you know, he's much younger than me. He's 24 years old. And the younger you are, usually you have a speed advantage, you know, physical and cerebral. So I want to take my time and not get caught with anything that was coming at me too fast. I don't want him to time me. I wanted to time him. So I was just trying to figure out how fast he actually is. Because, you know, some guys who are fast, they start off slow to lull you into a slow-paced fight, but then they surprise you with some speed. So I needed to take enough time to figure out what his fastest punch was. And then once I figured out the timing, I thought I'd cut him off at some point.
Do you feel the inactivity hurt you at all once you were in there?
I don't think the inactivity hurt me because I trained very hard throughout the years. Like, even when I retire, I'm going to be like GSP. You know, I'm going to be training all the time. You know, you see this guy, he's out there in his backyard shoveling snow, going in his ice bath. It's minus 30 in Montreal, guys. Minus 30 GSP's out there. And that's the kind of guy I want to be. You know, I'm going to be training all the time, no matter what, ready to fight.
I guess this might be a stupid question, but was there ever a thought of not fighting tonight because of his weight cut issue?
There was a moment because, listen, I don't want to sound disrespectful or anything, but if you miss weight by 1 or 2 pounds, you know, it's somewhat understandable. But 4.5 pounds, you know, I found it kind of disrespectful towards me and my team and the UFC and everybody involved. You know, it's stuff that happens. For sure, everyone gets one. I'm sure he's going to get like a pass on this one time. But, you know, it's not professional. I tried to come in here and do my work like a professional. And Sean Shelby made it worth my while to take the fight. So I was happy.
Speaking of Sean Shelby, was this the last fight in your contract?
Not anymore, thanks to Sean Shelby.
Okay, there we go. Congrats, man.
Sean Shelby, thank you if you're listening.
How many fights did you? How many more fights did you get on the new contract?
So 4. So this I have 3 left.
Okay, very good. And like he said, and he brought up the 4.5 pounds, and you considered, you know, possibly not taking. What would have been the threshold if it was 5 pounds? Would have been no. If it was
5 pounds is crazy. I don't know if I would do 5 pounds. 5 pounds is a lot because listen, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but I made it to go all the way to 136. So my muscle mass is not the same as a guy who walks in at 145 or 142 or 141. You know, I went through a lot more drainage to get to this fight than he did in that sense. You know, so you know, he had an advantage, but we decided that the game plan was good enough to beat him even with this advantage.
If you could break down the game plan for us, what was the game plan coming in, and how closely did it play out to?
Discipline, man. The game plan was discipline. Don't get hit with his power. Like, to me, it was obvious that he throws hard. Okay, before coming to the fight, like before feeling him in there. When I watched the tape, the way guys react when he does land his shots, I knew he had power. So I had to respect his right hand and his left hook. Those are his big punches. You know, he's even got some professional boxing fighting. So we're really getting ready for his striking. You know, I really want to be disciplined in my defense. And then eventually I want to take him down and grapple him because I think I had the better wrestling grappling because I was a black belt. You know, I trained under my brother Faraz and John Danaher and the guys with the Danaher Death Squad. Shout out to those boys for always helping me prepare. And I also want to give a special shout out to Ryan Hall. He's always on the phone with me, always checking up on me and helping me with my game whenever I need to. You know, so a special shout out to John Danaher and the Death Squad.
And you talked a little bit about GSP. His absence from the game has definitely been a big void for Canadian fighters. Is that something that you think about when it comes to carrying the mantle or wanting to be one of these guys to carry the mantle for Canadian MMA?
Listen, I thought the torch was going to be passed to me in New York, Madison Square Garden. You know, that was going to be his last fight, and I thought my first fight in the U.S. fighting in New York, that it was going to be him passing the torch on to me. But unfortunately, as I was winning the fight, I felt that I went too crazy. I lost too much of my temper. I wanted to finish him so bad to put a statement on the line that I got caught with something, and the process got delayed. And now finally, I'm going to take the torch.
And I know it might seem weird for us, finally getting the win after a couple losses to say, well, who's next? Call your shot. But are there names? Are there people that make sense that you want to challenge yourself? Maybe even not like it's somebody that disrespected you, just that you enjoy the challenge of a particular fighter, perhaps.
I want to fight Ariel Helwani for the looks that I have now, and also because I've been fighting professionally since 2012. He's never invited me on the show. 2017, I signed with the UFC. I won my first UFC fight. Still hasn't invited me on the show. We're both from Montreal. Ariel, hook a boy up, man. Let me get on the show.
That'd be easy money. I'll put money on that one. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Alhamdulillah.